We are live. Hello, hello. After Human
Welcome
Sovereignty
aboard,
Day.
everybody. Here we are back on Spaceship One Whole Earth. Coming to you live from Paris, where we're going to talk about. Remember, we just celebrated 714, and we are all now free based on the Declaration of Human Sovereignty. Go check it out. Look it up. It'll be coming. So, here, what do we do? The question is after. We go back to Paris because we're in Paris because we're celebrating really the idea of where did this latest version of human sovereignty and human unity, when is the experiment, and where did it come from? And I just am fascinated with this because I love history and I love to just learn about things like this, and I hope you do too. So come with me on the journey, and we'll talk about how we got here. Now, can't do this alone. Renee, are you hanging out with us?
I'm right here. You know I am. I'm right here.
I want to say thanks to Renee for driving the ship.
All
we
right, I'm
can't
at the
work, we
helm.
cannot go on whole Earth without a good woman driving.
Because a
Thanks to Mother Earth
woman,
Gaia, we actually have a place that we can call home, and it's called Earth, and we call it Eartha. I call it Mother Eartha Gaia.
yeah.
And we're not alone here. Now we just came to the conclusion that we're not alone and we're not to be fucked with. Welcome home. You found your tribe. And what we were talking about this morning that's so important that I had to get up here and get up in your face is about the idea that we're in this. Well, for me, I'm like in a feeling of like, what just happened? What just happened here? Did they just show us again? Like, what is it? What half lie did they show us? And what half truth? Now we got to, if we just that's the way I analyze everything. We go to the Hermetic principles. We go to Hermes, Trismegistus. Why wouldn't we go back to the source? Thoth, truth. Let's go back to the source and start from there. So remember, we're on a polarity situation, so everything is half true, light and dark. Got them both. So the question is how we stay balanced within that. So here we are. This just in. Now, this is an interesting thing. So we're coming now, we're raising, if you are able to see this and take a look at it and really take a peek, and you can understand something here that this is all designed in a geometric harmony, like something beyond Mozart or any of the highest level of thing that you can. The thing behind me, Eiffel Tower, is a shy, right? It's a shy complement to the pyramid. If I'm not mistaken, the top of the pyramid may be the same height as the top of the tower behind me. I don't know that for sure. It's just coming to me like that's the kind of thing that they would think about and why this would be such an important monument because, Napoleon. So Napoleon, an outsider, a Corsican, a rogue, a complete, always the bullied guy, in fact. Remember, this guy that shot at Trump and missed, he was bullied. There are clips that talk about him being bullied every day. He always sat by himself. They hated him and they didn't hang out with him. He had no friends. We have a clip about him that came to me. I don't know if this is true or not, but it was a guy that looks just like him, and he says, "I hate everybody, and you got the wrong guy." But that's true. I mean, that's another half truth, right? So maybe he was Hermetic as well. See, that's kind of a nod when somebody says that kind of thing, and then they do a despotic situation that caused their own death. You know, this is his moment of glory. Everybody needs this. You know, who actually said that was Andy Warhol, was that everyone needs their 15 minutes of fame. People will do the most amazing things to get that 15 minutes of fame, just the taste of fame. And then when you get that chord of fame, you know, aren't you, Renee, aren't you a Melanie fan?
I love Melanie, Candles in the Rain, one of the most
Aren't you a big
powerful
Melanie fan?
songs. Yeah, I love it. Brand new key, but
Well, I can't hear you. Whoa, what do I got? I think your mic's off.
oh no, I'm talking.
Nope,
Uh-oh.
it's off here. I
Okay.
can't hear you.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
mute there?
Okay.
Uh, oh,
Well,
volume.
just
Oh, there
okay,
you go. I
okay.
gotta actually put the volume up. How's that?
There it is. Yeah, I was saying Candles in the Rain is my favorite.
Okay, well, did you ever hear any of her other stuff?
Yeah, like Brand New Key and Mama. Look what they've done to
Well,
my
one
song.
of them is the Court of Fame. She does a cover from the Troubadour, the Ballad of the Troubadour. You know, can you get that up?
Ballad of the Troubadour.
By Melanie. Oh my God.
Yeah,
We
hold
should
on.
pause and talk about this for a minute, because this is kind of the weirdest place. She really is such an amazing influence. Now, I got to see Melanie. I think she might have been my first real big boy concert.
Okay.
She came to Morristown, New Jersey, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
She played at the Community Theater, of all places. And if you're from that area, you know what I'm talking about. Morristown's a little idyllic kind of city. It's a cute little town, probably like your town.
Mm-hmm.
They're all kind of based on the same thing, but you're up more northern. We're like in that same
Right.
colonial style, you know. Anyway, so Morristown. So, but I didn't know how influential she would be. And then Play the Chords of Fame, you know, because if you, it's a song about, you know, the Ballad of the Troubadour who ends up dead in a ditch, you know, with a cigarette looking for booze, you know, broke down because he had
Chords
that
of Fame. Okay, Chords of Fame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beware the chords of fame. You know, it's only a 3-minute song. I think we should take a break and listen. Look at some crop circles while we're crop circle slideshow while we're listening.
All right. Hold on. Give me a second
Can you
here.
make that happen?
Yeah, I think I found it. Hold on. I think I
Okay,
found
everybody. This is Renee, and she is the person that makes this stuff happen. So I don't want to leave her in the dark.
Oh, thank you. Here we go.
Light, honey bunch.
Love you, and I love Melanie. So here we go. Let's see. It's her.
Found him by the stage last night. He was breathing his last breath. God help the troubadour who tries to be a star. Come on and play the chords of love. Fade so quickly, like a sunny summer day. Reporters ask you questions, and they write down what you say. So come on and play the chords of love, my friend. Oh, don't play the chords of fame. Oh, no. Oh, don't play the chords of fame. Oh, don't play the chords of fame. No, don't play the chords of fame. Oh, don't play the chords of fame.
Isn't that something?
Wow, that is intense. That was really,
That is
really
always a one-woman show, except with Johnny Cash. She played
right. Right. Now, what do you take away from that song? It gave me chills. Like everything she does, it kind of gave me chills. Her voice is so powerful, but what?
But see, now I did that too. When I came back from my time in the desert, I just had to go and get strong and become a good
Yeah.
musician. So I had to do this whole thing. And I'm in the city of Johnny Cash. This is Ventura, California, not
Yeah.
Paris, but I'm in Ventura here. And, it's a hard scrabble kind of working man's town. They don't really give a fuck about anybody here, as far as I can tell, which gives me a lot of, reason to buck up against. That's inspiration for me. Whatever pressure I get,
Right.
it's going to make me a stronger person. So I'm down for that. And they're really putting me through it. But we're going to get this whole thing electrified pretty quickly. It's going to be spinning on top of sculpture because, the reason I'm here, I can see it clearly, but communicating with regular folks has been a challenge for me all my entire life.
Right. Yeah.
So nothing's different.
A lot of creative people can relate with that, feeling excluded or not being able to relate to people, especially as a child, because children want to fit in so badly. And when you're different, particularly before the internet. Now with the internet, I feel like tribesmen can find each other maybe a little bit more easily. But back in the day, there was no internet. If you were different, you had like maybe 30 kids to relate to. If none of them related to you, you were alone.
Being alone is part of the game. You can't get out of this life without being alone a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Finding friends with yourself is the real challenge.
Yeah.
As quickly as possible. But we're not here to be alone. We're here to be part of this other experiment because obviously our creator wants to experience life on life's terms and all of its potential.
Right.
So in this case, we've gotten a seed from an ancient idea of the crystal idea. And sure enough, just this weekend in England, there were, I'll go on this side of I just had to scooch over.
Yeah, go
my coffee on this side. Get my coffee on this side of the thing. Well, these didn't come this time. Okay, the ones I gave you, they're like in kind of an order, but the earliest ones, if you scroll through, I'll show you what's happening right now. This new thing about Unity, that's just the one that's happening right now. So this was put down on my birthday, on that same day that we read the Unity Consciousness. You see what I'm saying? On the same day we read the Declaration of Human Sovereignty. This is what happened. So we weren't alone. I knew that was going to be a pretty auspicious date, and I thought I might as well celebrate it in such a way that I really am aware of the power of 714. It was interesting. The Quaalude, you remember Quaaludes back in the day?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You were a little young for that.
Yeah, but I know what they are. Yeah.
There was a whole epidemic of like this weird Quaalude showed up.
Right.
I don't even know what they used it for.
It was a sedative, right?
My heavy sedative. Hell yeah. Fuck. It was a Roar 714.
Wow.
It was a Roar 714. One Halloween in Isla Vista, I didn't have a costume, so I put Roar 714. I drew a Quaalude on my T-shirt.
Oh boy.
The Quaalude. And sure enough, I got taken that night, by some chick. But anyway, at the end of that story, I just college, college stuff. Isla Vista. So I ended up coming to Isla Vista. I mean, this is the thing: you put yourself on the quantum scape, and you start to really catch in. Oh, look at this one! See? Oh, doesn't that make you laugh and sing and laugh and sing? Oh my God! See, this is the same thing I was telling you, but it's been expressed in a different way. Now, 888 is a different way of expressing it. But one way, see, now my way of seeing it is this through the Fibonacci sequence. So if you can type, I don't know if you can type on top of this thing. Can you type 0 plus 1 plus 1 or plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 8? 8, 8. It's 888 in the middle. You see? But the 8 one in the middle switches. It's actually, you have to use your imagination. You can only use it. You can only see this in an imaginary idea. But you see how that does it? Okay, look at it. It's flipping around like that middle part. Those 4 things. You see that? They spin just like a rotor, like in any kind of motor, right? In, out. Can you see those spinning?
Yep.
Can you imagine those things spinning in and out? Like
a
clock.
There's a lot of movement there.
Just a clock. It's like a clock. Not a lot of movement. It's just a little, just like when you look inside a clock. Well, the numbers are this: 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 8, 8. Can you write that? Just the way you did before?
Yep. So 0 plus 1.
No. Forget the plus. Just
okay. So all right. Say them again. 0, 1, 1.
0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 8, 8. 5, 3, 2, 1, 1, 0.
Okay.
Can you write that?
Yep. Right there. See it?
Okay. So can you separate the 5 and 8, 5 and 8s on both sides?
Okay. Do what?
The space. Just put a space.
5 and 8 on both sides. Okay. So the 5 and 8 are
a little
separate.
bit of an eye, just so the eye can see it.
Like that?
That's the mathematical equation of that crop circle. Isn't it beautiful?
It is. It is beautiful.
Can you take a screenshot of that and send that back to those people right there?
Okay. Which people do we want to send it to?
I don't know, but I want to take a screenshot right now. Hold on. Oh, put me in that picture on the side with the Eiffel Tower and everything, if you can.
Okay, wait. Go more to your right. To your right. Go all the way to your right.
There you go. And put yourself on the other side.
Yeah, it's hard to fit it all in, but it's all right. Here,
you can do it.
Take a picture. I see your hat, anyways.
Well, I see me. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay.
It's not perfect because of the way that it's done, but it's all right.
Okay, I'm gonna put you out because you're not even in the picture. Darn it, kid. Okay. That from time to time. Okay, I got a great screenshot. So, well, that's my. Okay, so then I want to go to Edward Grant, Robert Edward Grant. So, okay, pull all that down now and put me back on the side where people can see me talking. There you go. Well, that's the mathematical equation of what I think is a breath. And then that's what you saw there. Now, look. Remember, we're in this together. It takes a big imagination, but we're all getting ready for. See, we've all raised our consciousness to this level. Are you feeling it?
Yes.
You feel it? You feel it? So the Eiffel Tower is an expression of that. Okay, what's pointing up. This is where, again, Napoleon, so he goes and spends some time in the King's Chamber and comes out completely different. And then starts to really organize Paris and so forth, and then organize the government as it would be. Now it would change hands and through, I mean, you know, we can talk about guillotine and talk about some bloodletting. So just as communism is generally not a clean thing, either is democracy. But in the whole of everything, we've got to look at the big picture, right? Let's stop, you know, take our heart and our mind out of this whole thing and look at the equation about the all. So remember, we're all in this together, and that's it. So that's the first lesson. Everything is vibrating at a different frequency, blah, yeah, right? Then the now thing. So go back to that one picture of the crop circle. If you can just make it smaller. No, that last one with the loop. That's the most important one. That came up recently too. This is the one. This is the one. This whole expression. That is somehow, like, if you see this thing, this is somehow understood anywhere in our conscious universe. How big is your conscious universe? Have you, okay, remember, you're a liberated individual. You're a sovereign person. So you have to do your own thinking here. This is the thing. We have to get you into your own way of thinking. But if it falls in line with the 7 principles, and if it falls in line with some of the 4 agreements and things like this, then I think you're going to balance out pretty good. I hope that I can balance out pretty good. I'm just trying to balance. We're just trying to tread water on a flowing and moving plane of existence, right? With a bunch of nows, but the fact that I'm speaking in a tone that can be used in a vibration, right? So let's go back to the picture of Giza. That one with that's one. See that? See, this is the one. June 17th, this was put down. Evidently, according to this person, it's supposed to be directly related to the center of the Metatron cube. So now we're involved with Metatron. So the Metatron cube is the 6th part. Remember, in the mathematical equation I just gave you, it was all Fibonacci sequence. And that is all that really describes the breath, right? Like the breath, right? And I've come to feel like if it happens for me, then it's happening for the entire universe. Easily for the planet, easily for the sun, easily for the solar system, easily for the galaxy. So, whoa. Now here's something. What if I had some ray of connection to every point of light within this particular galaxy? That would be pretty big. That would be just enough to make this, meat bag with an experiential mind be possible. I mean, what a joke, right? So I'm somebody else's tool, but I'm here to have a good time. So I'm not here to have a good time. I'm not here for a long time. We're here for a good time, right? Now, how fast does this stuff go down? I was just watching the Manchurian invasion of the Japanese invasion of China. I was just reviewing that. I was just reviewing some of these old war footages of World War II and the expansion of the of the conflagration, and how does that relate to the conflagration that we're in now? Or we're in, obviously, the conflagration is not, I'm not quite sure if I could even verify this, whether there's that many wars or this many wars, or if there's more or less. It doesn't really feel like it matters to me. There's something going on that's not right. There's an irritation that's happening in the world that's not right. And now that we know about it, we got to make it different, right? If we want to stay here on this, what, I mean, when was the last time you went to a hotel and asked them down at the desk if you could, do some painting? Right? You never do. You never do. It's not your hotel, right? So this is the way we've been treating the earth for the last, I know I have, just we've been programmed to treat the earth more like a hotel than a place that we live in. So it's a combination of some of this and some of that, though. So not one size fits all, whatever works for you. Okay. So anyway, we have crop circles to say that, see, those crop circles are about the unity. So that's the breath that I was thinking about. I'm just saying, I have math. I've written this down someplace, because, predictions are only cool when you say them before they happen. Right? Now, in the game, the whole earth game, we're just trying to figure out how to get through the day and how to do it without harm. Can you figure out ways to live and travel without harm? Are you doing the best you can right now to live and travel without harm? One place you could go to do that would be Reclaimed Threads, where my daughter Emma is designing some clothing. Just an experiment to see if this will help her with her business. I would like to see her become, sold out. So take a look over there and see what you think. Otherwise, we're on. So use less, waste none is the idea. So now, okay, wait a second. Oh, we're in this together. It's all one. And imagine now we're in a bubble, a teeny tiny dust speck of a bubble floating around a galaxy at the far end of the galaxy. And it's got to be some kind of joke, right? It's got to be a joke. So in a game that is now galactic size, like if you ever want to just play this, try Star Citizen, try one of these online games, we're all into it. That is a raise of consciousness. If you're involved with this type of thing, now it's time to really go into this. Now, you can look around. Which one of those Star Citizen planets is actually working? I'm going to figure that out. I think the next time I'll talk to you, I'm going to be a Star Citizen person. We might be actually going to play music on a journey to find a planet in the Star Citizen galaxy that's actually working. We'll find those ones that work. Okay, this is what we're going to do here. But in the meantime, today, we get to start around. So anyway, predictions only happen when you tell them before. So I don't really need the script, but I did write a script years ago when Trump was first president. I thought, man, okay, here, let me just put myself next. My name, Atlanson Bowman. That's cool. I like that name. I just took that today. So Atlanson comes from being just devoted to Thoth and the Hermetic principles. Bowman was my given name, so I was an adopted person. So I grew up as Lance Charles, straight and to the point, and recently became a Lanson Charles, which was on my birth certificate and part of the family name, and I really enjoy that. It's just wonderful. But David Lawrence Bowman was the name my mom gave me. And, see how it works. Let's try that out for a minute. But Bowman and Lance get together pretty good. They'll end up getting in the same place. And I really love archery. In my Skyrim obsession, I'm a pretty crack shot, Archery is definitely one of my fun things to do there. Can't wait to get the It's going to be a thunderbolt or a pullback thing. What is that one? Anyway, but moving forward, we're in this together. We can't get out of it. Polarity, there's only half true. Your true is your true, and my true is my true. I just like the true where this world, Mother Earth of Gaia, is actually producing everything it needs to do for us, and we are helping it, and we're working together. And I think that's like the unity consciousness that's going to get forward. Now, had we started working with Nikola Tesla and taking him seriously back in the days when he was alive, we may have been able to have radio wave electricity, and we might have been able to use that as some type of force field to actually help our magnetic pole protection into the situation that we're in right now. Because, I mean, the truth of the matter is, and what is being, why we're being brought together, so we can get together and hold hands when we take the big, pop pop. Now, the other thing I got to see the other night was the reaction, literally moments after the bomb dropped in Hiroshima. And, this is the kind of thing that they were experimenting with, evidently, is what it would look like if something like this happened. I mean, there's got to be some kind of bigger thing always behind, the veil, or some bigger picture. But we got a chance, to look at what it might look like. A lot of people mostly got eviscerated in the beginning, at the beginning, at where that thing ignited, it blew down white light close to the heat of the sun, and, completely wiped out. Now, that was an interesting experiment to see what exactly that looks like too, because this is the type of reaction that's going to happen when we go, no, when our sun, father sun, Mother Gaia, father sun, well, a lot of people say Mother Moon, father moon, mother's, I don't know. Whatever resonates with you is the only thing that matters to me. But when we connect with that, then we know that we are, we have something that anyway, it's just going to be a pop. Just like that, walking through the door, and I want to, I think, well, I'm going to arm myself and see if I got it. Now, here's the thing. It didn't happen the last time, but I wrote it out where our guy Donald Trump was going to throw in the towel because of his fear of jail time and everything. I thought he was going to get really back up against the wall. But you see, that's the funny thing. When you keep going halfway back, you keep getting halfway back, you keep going back and back and back. And he's now on the point where obviously he's willing to do anything it takes to get to where he wants to go. Okay, but this is the type of thing. This is why the Napoleonic understanding is really important. And I think for me, it just helps clean it up. I know there's people who are way more intellectual. You can talk about some small general that was this way or that. I don't know. Napoleon works for me. He's iconic. He's kind of like the Batman and Robin. He's kind of like the Marvel comic, historical figure that we can look at. Alexander the Great is another one, of course. And then Caesar, of course, you got to have that. Where are these all connected? How are they connected? Are they? Of course. Can you see if you can see the line and you're still listening, then you can comment below, get part of the game. Okay. So play Whole Earth Game. So there's another thing that we could watch. I'm not quite sure. Now, Renee, can I ask you a question technically?
Sure. Yeah.
When we were playing the Melanie thing, was everybody else able to hear the whole song?
Some were and some weren't. We got dinged for copyright on one of the platforms.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, so we got dinged by copyright, but that's okay. We can upload it later as long as we just alter it a little bit. I'll play around with that on the
I wonder now. So see, let's play a clip of my John Trudell thing, because now that should be original piece of music.
Right,
Let's
I
find
think
out if
that should
people get
be
things.
totally fine. Yeah, that
Let's
one
find
should be
out.
totally.
Can you show my John Trudell speech?
Yeah,
So
now
he
hold
did a
on.
thing,
So
but I think
yeah,
it'd be great to have him in the conversation. John Trudell, come in from wherever you
okay,
are, brother.
he's coming. I just have to I'm just getting the link, so
He
talk
really
more
puts
about
it.
me.
He really puts it in a very easy way. I mean,
Yeah, this one should not have a copyright violation at all,
it
so
should
this
be,
is
yeah,
all.
unless it's the speech that has copyright, which may.
Well, you altered it quite a lot, so I think we're gonna be good.
Yeah, I think I did. See, now what I do is I take things that come to me. I just felt like my whole experience has been such that I was always eager to learn. I got sidetracked into paving, asphalt paving, and then I got sidetracked into entertainment. But mostly the line is just to keep learning about what's happening in the government, what's happening. I was in Model United Nations as a kid. I was always involved with like the issues of, is that the one? Let's see.
Yeah, yep, this is the one. Yeah, you can keep talking. I'll wait to play it. I'll
Well,
wait.
anyway, so John Trudell, yeah, speaks for me. So he, like a lot of people speak for me. Like that's what I do. I just basically, reach out to those. The Democratic Party speaks for me. I want to go in that direction. Like Bernie Sanders, absolutely way more progressive. Let's get there. I think that
Oh,
Kamala Harris will be able to pull us in that direction too. So I've got a video about that up somewhere in the ethernets. So go
that's
find out. If
yeah,
you
that
your
is on.
make one of your own, man. Do something. Everybody get busy. Just get busy on this stupid thing. We got to have a blue tsunami, or we are getting bamboozled, man. It's rigged. Okay, if we don't have, because they're not telling us, they are totally lying every time they speak at this news level. So let's give John Trudell a chance and see if we can't get him through copyright infringement.
All right, here we go.
Thank you so much. Well, bow to the troubadour. We'll find another way.
Yep, we will.
We're faced with a very serious situation in this generation. There are insane people who wish to rule the world. They wish to continue to rule the world on violence and repression. And we are all the victims of that violence and repression. We, as the indigenous people of the Western Hemisphere, have been resisting this violence and this oppression for 500 years. We know that the black people have been resisting it for at least that long. And we know that the white people have had to endure it thousands of years. And now it's come full swing to this generation that we live in. Nuclearization of the world. You see, this cannot be, we cannot allow this to continue to go on. We cannot do it. See, and we cannot expect that the pro-nuclear oppressor, that other side, we cannot expect that they're going to change for us. They are going to become more brutal. They're going to become more repressive because it's a matter of dollars and their illusionary concepts of power. We have to reestablish our identity. We have to understand who we are and where we fit in the natural order of the world, because our oppressor deals in illusions. They tell us that it is power, but it is not power. They may have all the guns and they may have all the racist laws and judges and they may control all the money, but that is not power. These are imitations of power, and they are only power because in our minds we allow it to be power. But it's all an imitation. Racism and violence, racism and guns, economics, the brutality of the American corporate state way of life is nothing more than violence and repression, and it has nothing to do with power. It is brutality. It is a lack of a sane, it's a lack of a sane balance. The people who have created this system and they perpetuate this system, they are out of balance. They have made us out of balance. They have come into our minds and they've come into our hearts and they've programmed us because we live in this society, and they've put us out of balance. And because we are out of balance, we no longer have the power to deal with them. They have conquered us as a natural power. See, we are power. They deal in violence and repression. We are power. We are a part of the natural world. All of the things of the natural world are a natural part of the creation and feed off the energy of our sacred Mother Earth. We are power. But they have separated us from our spiritual connection to the earth. So people feel powerless. We look at the oppressor and we look at the enemy because they have the most guns and the most lies and the most money. People start to feel powerless. We are power. We are a natural part of the creation. We were put here on the sacred Mother Earth to serve a purpose. And somewhere in the history of people, we're forgetting what the purpose is. The purpose is to honor the earth. The purpose is to protect the earth. The purpose is to live in balance with the earth. The earth is our mother. And we will never free ourselves as human people. We will never free ourselves as sexual people. We will never free ourselves until we address the issue of how we live in balance with the earth. Because all of our resistance and all of our struggle is hollow, it's false, it's another one of those oppressors' hypocrisies. If we do not look out for the welfare of the earth first, because I do not care who it is, any child that turns on their mother is living in a terrible, terrible confusion. The earth is our mother. We must take care of the earth. They pollute. This oppressor, this machine that has gone mad and run amok, it is berserk. They keep telling us, progress. They keep telling us face reality. Well, let's deal with reality. Reality is the earth can no longer take this attack. We can no longer allow this thing to continue where it's polluting the air. It's polluting the water, polluting our food. They pollute the air, they pollute the water, they pollute our food, they pollute our minds. They put us out of balance. They have made us be insecure with ourselves. They have put us into a situation where we have to play many roles. We got to be chauvinist, or we got to be on some kind of a class trip or some kind of an illusionary power trip. We got to play a role. See, we got to play a role to communicate with other people. We got to go through this charade because they have attacked our self-confidence. They have attacked our self-confidence, and they have made us to listen to them. They have made us to believe that they are power, but they are not. They are violent and they are brutal, but they are not power. We are a natural part of the earth. As a natural part of the earth, we have the energy and the power that is the earth. The earth will take care of us if we will remember the earth in more than just our words. If we will remember the earth in our way of life. We are all here to play a role, and all of the animals and all of the life on the earth is playing its proper role except the human people. Somehow we are betraying our purpose here, and that is why we live in the confusion that we live in. They tell us, they want us to believe that we are powerless. We are a natural part of the earth. We are an extension of that natural energy which is spirit and which is power. Power. A blizzard is power. An earthquake is power. A tornado is power.
That's the way.
Wow. That's John. That is absolutely powerful stuff. Can you
John
talk a little about?
is amazing.
Yeah.
That's power. You see that?
Yeah, beautiful.
That's mother. That's real power. But that, we're part of that.
Right.
It's what we do. So we've got to remember where we are and how we got here and what we're doing and what we're not doing. And it's just different for everybody, but it's always to try to do the best you possibly can for yourself first. Selfish first, but not to the point of hurting another person. I don't know how to get out of that. Some people have not even evolved from that. You can see that. There are different planes of evolution going on. Now, the other thing I would like to unpack with you all one day, and then maybe in another hour, is, Emerson and his importance in this whole debate as well. Just reading his resume of essays and talking about them a little bit. But one particular is really important for this particular discussion. That is the self-reliance. His essay on self-reliance is without question one of the most profound pieces of literature on the subject. So
Right.
we might talk about that one. We would like to talk about coming up. We're going to be talking, I think, in depth about the Emerald Tablets. I would like to show you my work and talk about each of the Emerald Tablets. So let's talking about John Trudell one more time. So can you, after seeing and listening to that, it's not my best one. I've got another one that I think is pretty good too, but I had to cut this down. I've been using this material, and I got a chance to say hi to John and hug him, and we smoked a joint together. And I met him the same day I met Amy Goodman, and I got to hug her and tell her I loved her too. And kind of like, it was a really magical day. I can't, just beyond imagining. That led down some trip. That's actually one of the ones I think where I met Carrie right after that. I had more kind of courage to go into the KPFK studios with a little bit more street cred or something. I don't know. Well, we did actually. That's a story for another time. But what's going on here is that we are the power. You see, that's the thing. We have this ability as human beings to just say no. We're not going to do that. Where our computer buddies are not going to be able to have that choice. That's part of the program. They really just need to just do what we ask them to do, right? But it's what we ask them to do. It's how we ask them to do things is the question. Are you going to be speaking on hateful speech to your computer buddy or kind speech to your computer buddy? How would you speak to yourself, right? I mean, that was the thing. I did have this discussion with a good friend of mine. We've been friends for years up and down Main Street. He is a college professor of philosophy, and we just are one of this amazing little relationships where we blink into each other every once in a while with a very profound statement. And he was like, well, what if we teach ethics to our artificial intelligence? What's going to happen? Well, and that's how we solve the problem. That's actually how we solve the problem in the next go round, is that some of us remember the technology. Some of us use the technology, the vaults, these vaults from Fallout, half true. There's enough half truism there. I can show you pictures. I'll show you pictures of deep. There's lots of vaulting going on. There's lots of, doomsday scenarios being played out. If you want to go that way, there's the other way that we're trying to talk about, which is the other way. It's the way. You see the way behind me? Isn't that great? What a great picture that is. So I wish I could say I took that picture, but I'll have some more that I took here. I wish maybe I can. Maybe I can. You know what? I'm just going to look at me right in front of you. Oh, bring your own picture in. Oh, I can do that. Bring your own damn picture in. Oh, that plus sign. I love that one. Okay, let's go to my desktop and let's see what we got here. Go to the boom, boom. Oh, okay. This is Art City. This is where I live. That didn't even take long. Okay, boom, boom. Right? Boom. Where are you? How do you do this thing? So if I drag it in, maybe. No. Okay, I'm going to share that. I'm going to share it. Share it. There it is. Boom. Look at this one. AirDrop. Well, shared albums. Come on. No. Okay. Well, if I give it to you, you can have it. Wallpaper. Set wallpaper. Whoa, man. I'm prepared. It's a beautiful picture too. So, screenshot. Okay, there. Just leave that open. Boom. Save background. There we go. Okay, I'm learning as I go. It's part of the game. All right, here we go. Boom. I like that ocean a lot. So where did I go? Renee, what do you think? Okay, so we're talking about, what do you have? Give me a question that I can use.
I wanted to talk a little bit more about John Trudell, because there's something that he said in the video that we just played. And he talks about there's something really wrong with a person who injures their mother. And the earth is our mother. And when he said that, it just really sent chills up my spine because
That's the one too. That's why that's yeah.
I thought that was so
It's
beautiful.
berserk. Okay,
Right.
this is berserk. This is berserk. Any group of people that will go against the interest of the many for the few is berserk. We are willing to go for a king because he's a good guy. He's not even a good guy. We're gonna hire a thug to come beat us up because we are so stupid, because that's the thing some people need. But the rest of us are like, what the hell are you doing?
It's like self-sabotage, you know?
I mean, like the Johnny says, well, I mean, he was going from cancer. Okay, John Trudell. Who's John Trudell? John Trudell was the kid in, there was always that. I don't know if you're familiar with Buddy, Can You Spare a Dime?
Yep.
The song, but yeah, I'm the kid with the drum. I was the kid. Everybody went off to war, and I was the kid with the drum. John Trudell was the kid with the drum. In the last standoff at Wounded Knee, it was an AIM movement, and I can't even remember the thing. But he was the kid in the group, and kind of like fly on the wall, the experiential one, and it has always just stood out and just became the talker for the tribe. And he's my Lakota brother. I'm a Lakota. I adopted that tribe as my family. You can do that, and he's one of my brothers from that family, and I totally get what he was saying, and I honor him with this message on his voice, that anywhere I can, hopefully, to get back to the place that we are. So, I mean, the next adventure, again, the most exciting one, is going to be how we take the Nicera gold. Okay, so going back, it's all experiential. Like, so who is this guy that shot at the president, and how is this part of the deal, and how is this part of the deal, and how is this part of the other deals? And this looks just like every other game scenario. No, this is like another level. This guy is willing to do. I mean, I would not be surprised if he paid the dude. Somebody's getting paid on behalf of this kid. He was set up. He was a bullied kid. He had one moment of glory. This is his 15 minutes of fame. Okay.
Yeah.
He missed by a breath. That's what went. I mean, that's the really, it's not like a video game. It is more, I mean, it's more time. But I mean, that took a lot. I mean, the marksmanship there, I mean, even if they attempt, I guess a good scope, all that stuff, Miller, his dad's gun, he probably, who knows? I mean, he was a loner. Was he a loner? The kid said he was a loner. He said he was a loner. We have this little clip about him saying, I'm not the guy, but that means that he was the guy. See, that's really cool. So the actual saint would always deny they were the saint, right? The actual prophet will never say they're the prophet. Of course not. That's ridiculous. So, but anyhow, so we followed that along the way. Back. Guy in the sewer. He never got caught though, but he, died of, he got, murdered. Assassination is part of the government system here in these United States, evidently. And now we're going to find out what it looks like to be part of a Nazi regime and have some good old concentration camp style roundups. But most of us are going to go skedaddle, because we know how to do skedaddle real good. And when we get a chance, we'll be helping you all skedaddle as much as possible. Yet human sovereignty, it begins there, because now you have your rights, you have your freedom to go and do whatever the hell you need to do to be happy, joyous, and free in the short amount of time you got left. You hear me? Tick, tick, tick. Yep. So here again, Renee, help me get back on track.
Well, the last thing I wanted to say about Trudell right now is he's really clear that power is not money. It's not the traditional sense of the Western ideal of power. Power is like what you're talking about, the wave that's behind you, the earth, the spirituality. So Trudell is sort of resetting the score and saying, look, if someone has a lot of money, they think they have a lot of power. If somebody's, you know, he talks about different racial inequalities. White people in the West traditionally
Okay,
felt,
so good.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank
Exactly.
you.
Well, he's bringing the same. This is the Hiawatha message. This is the Iroquois message. This is the unified tribal message. This was the message that the Spanish were supposed to get when they came and met the folks in North America. Had they stepped off the boat and not gone into some kind of vengeance for gold, they would have found spiritual, enlightenment right then. Can you imagine?
One of the things that we say as a joke as Americans, we'll say if someone's a con man, they'll say, "Oh, he sold you a bridge. He was trying to sell you a bridge," right? We all understand that if somebody says to you, "Pay me $500 and you own the Brooklyn Bridge," we all understand that that's ridiculous. You can't own the Brooklyn Bridge. And yet, the Western idea of ownership is that when they came to the New World, they thought they could own the earth. So they took the earth and they put it in these little parcels, and Native
Right, but
Americans,
I'm saying unwind that, and let's come up with a new scenario.
right, right,
The
yeah,
other one is, oh, you're right. Let's get back on the boat and
just
go
say you're
home.
right, yeah,
We'll tell you now. Okay, well, hey, why don't we bring you all of our gold, and you
right,
guys can make beautiful ornaments out of it because you obviously better craftsmen than we are. Why don't you just go ahead and make a? Oh, here's what we'll do. We will make a pyramid. We'll bring all the gold from the Vatican to North America to make a pyramid to the one God. Math and geometry. Right. I mean, that's where we are now. You see, that's exactly where we are now. We have a choice to come, we're not going to come up against it anymore, right? We're not going to do that. It doesn't serve you or me, does it? I mean,
right.
you don't want to go up I was up on the rooftop with this guy. I was able to somehow, remote view what this guy was saying. I can't believe it. It's stuck in my head. Now I think
Right.
I can remote view. Now I think I can, I'm a superhero, but we all are. You see, that's all waking up. We can all remote view. Wait a second. We can all remember when we've been fucked with. So we can all remember there's an Akashic. We can all remember when we go back to that picture of that crop circle there again. Well, here, the last one is the stupidest, the simplest one. I mean, this is really beautiful and elaborate. And look how gorgeous that is. It is so, it's like a symphony, right?
Yeah,
But look
it's
at that
perfect.
one, that square one that I sent you. The last one that was made just yesterday,
Yeah, yeah, hold on.
is this, he's like, okay, here, how simple can we make it? But that's what Lance does. See, that's what I've been doing since it just came to me. Now, I don't know, but this is what happened. Happened to me. I wrote it down. I know. I mean, there's a fact that I was thrown out of bed with a big idea, and I fucking left my wife to go do it. And she didn't
Yeah.
divorce me. And we were just having a joke about it because some guy in one of these built this huge, mansion out of timber and lumber and stuff he found, and it was really fun and everything. And yeah, out of the stuff that was burned, there was a bark beetle epidemic in the Sierra in the 90s and left huge amount of timber just bare naked right up on the hillside. So anybody who wanted to take it, they could take it. He built a house out of it. He ended up dying building a house. And I looked at my wife and I don't know if you saw the pictures of the stuff I did in the desert, but that's a whole story of that whole thing of going completely nuts to build a house for a woman who didn't want to live there. She didn't even go there. She didn't even look at it. Totally. And then said the whole thing was a big joke and a mistake and everything. Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. But that's my, when Noah is building the ark, no one understands what he's doing. Why are you building a boat in the middle of the desert, Noah? I don't know. I got to. And that's when you're really committed, is when you're willing to give it up, everything up. So I gave up everything on that level and went to the desert for quite a while. And I went from that mansion in the desert, and it got taken by some squatters. They needed it more than I did, evidently. And I went to live in a cave.
Is it this one?
That was the last house after I built the mansion and got stolen. The mansion got stolen. I lived under that rock for quite a while. That's a great apartment.
I'd be scared that it would fall on me. I'd be really scared.
No fear. There's no fear. There's no fucking way. But so that's a little bit of my journey, and it's kind of where we are now. The biggest important thing is that we are on this situation. The powers that be are crumbling. We got to go. Kamala Harris is going to be next in line. And the reason is her name is Harris, but she's got a bloodline. She's got a very unique bloodline. I'm not quite sure if you could bring this up. Her background is pretty amazing. There's obviously some African American there, but there's also, I think there's some Native American as well. It may also be some Indian blood. So she's kind of like, if you look at it from so the whole thing now, what about if you look at this assassination attempt from an esoteric point of view? And you go, okay, the guy was 20, so was he sacrificial? Was that a sacrificial thing? Was it a nod? I think he was bullied into that thing. I think he was coaxed into it. I think he was encouraged into doing one great thing. I think that thing that we saw is a true statement from him, and he was onto it. He knew what his destiny was. It's almost like that's almost like the Christ. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that, Renee?
I'm still waiting because so much stuff keeps coming out. That's the thing. I don't know if you've experienced that, but
the more that comes out is all done to just blur the screen.
It's all like
there's nothing coming out. The guy was 20. He was bullied. He picked up a gun.
That's true. Yeah, all of that is.
This is like Manchurian Candidate all over the place.
Right. Yeah.
Who knows that he wasn't put there by some time, machine program, now by the Philadelphia experiment. And someone who was actually infiltrated and took his body and did that one act in order to get the thing. Why are there snipers? How did he get there? How is he? It took him a while to set up. Okay, you got to get your aim. He wasn't camouflaged that well. He wasn't really even hiding. Like you think the guy would be hiding behind there was a water tower there that would have given him a lot more cover. If he wasn't coming down anyway, I don't even know. Who knows? Okay. But you have to see, now you can see all these kinds of things because we have the wisdom to do such a thing. And we have the laws of the universe to back us up about such a thing. Now, the thing we're talking about, though, that mainly, I want to make sure that we don't leave anybody hanging, because the point is that we're waking up so we can enjoy the ride. It's coming down anyway, and death will be upon us. The question is, did you give it all you had while you were on the field? Yes or no? Are you in?
I'm in. We have work.
Is that good enough?
Well, you leave it all on the field. So when you started the show, what you said was we all need to be getting busy. So as long as we're working, we're trying our best. That lets our creator know that we've shown up. We didn't punk out. We showed up.
We didn't punk out. The creator does not choose wimps to do his work.
Right. No wimps allowed. This is a
I
no
see, I don't
wimp
know about the
zone.
wimp part. Okay, so look, so you just think about it. If you were a good taste bud in the mouth of a person, what kind of, flavor would you want to give back? So anyway, but look at that great picture behind me. But that's a daily occurrence out here. That is actually not far off. If it had the islands behind it, maybe it does. But I've got a couple of pictures that I'll bring up and get into the lineup so we can get them in the background here. Because that's exactly what I'm thinking. So now I'm going to have I can do that with my guy today. I got my drums in front. So I want to show everybody, is it okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Show it.
Okay, so I'm going
Because we're gonna be back at 2 p.m. for everybody
If
watching.
if you're watching now and you got nothing
We'll
else
be
to
back
do,
at
we
2.
want to bring you back. Okay,
Come
here,
on
let's
back. 2 p.m. There's gonna be music. It's gonna be a totally different thing. It's not gonna be a talk show. It's gonna be music. So if you like music, come on back. 2
This is
p.m.
what I call the sausage factory. A lot of people call it the diamond factory, diamond mine. It's all how you look at it. So we're going to be showing up from here. I'm going to take a look at this shot anyway, so you can all tell me what you like about it and what you don't like about it. But this is where the camera is going to be for this afternoon. Beep.
That's a good point of view right there.
Yeah, I think that's good. That's my office right there.
That's the office. That's the diamond mine.
That's the diamond mine. That's where we make the factory, make the sausage happen. If we do the reverse screen, but that's actually really cool. So we're gonna have the surf guys come. Trent's gonna be here, and we're gonna have live music here at Underground. And look at that. See, we can put that wave back there. Boom, pop. See, isn't that fun?
That looks beautiful. It's pastel.
See, that's cool.
That looks really shimmery.
It's pretty shimmery, right?
Yeah, it looks like you're in the ocean right now. It looks like there's water. You are in the ocean, man. You're surfing. You're actually surfing.
See, so I gotta make sure I get his head in there. But I'm gonna put Tony. Now, Tony is a swimmer. He swims 2 miles every day.
Wow.
And he's like 150 years old.
All right.
No, he's not that old. Yeah, he's gonna be back here surfing on the wave.
There you go. That looks great.
Oh, we're doing a one shot. We're just gonna do a one shot, and then I will have sound coming out of another phone. But how do we do it? Do you think we do a two shot? Anyway, thanks, Fall, for listening.
All right, everyone come back at 2 p.m. Pacific time for some music. All right?
Yeah, we're going to go off and do our work now.
Bye, everybody.